Thank you for joining us tonight.
Good evening, Brennan. I'm very happy to be here tonight. I'm very proud to represent my country, my people, my family, my friends, and I'm here to tell my personal story and make sure everyone can hear it.
Well, we're glad to have you here with us. Hannah is a friend of our family, and we had the chance to have dinner last night, you and I and Melissa, and we had a 3-hour dinner.
Correct.
We're not going to be able to cover 3 hours of content here tonight, but
Absolutely
we're at
not.
least going to get started. You have family there, so first of all, how's your family? And without giving specific, town, where north, south, where does your family live in Israel?
My family live in the south. As of Friday, everyone was just okay, safe. But this Friday, one of the rockets got into one of my cousin's house. Direct heat. They cannot stay in their house. They cannot live there. They have kids. They have elderly over there. So we're praying for them, and the rest of them are just fine.
Let's talk about what was happening at your residence with your Israeli American friends on the night the war broke out. What was going on?
So, as an Israeli, as a Jewish girl, as a Jewish mom, I always host Friday night dinner by my house, just to be together, to spend the holiday together. So that was the Jewish holiday called Simchat Torah. This is the day we celebrate us being Jewish, us receiving the Torah from God. It's basically the happiest day of the Jewish people. We were sitting having dinner, singing songs, and suddenly everyone phones start just going crazy with alarms about sirens, about terrorists, about killing people at the music festival. Young people my age, 25, 26 years old, and we start getting messages. This is people my age. I know a lot of them from high school. My friends knows a lot of friends. Like all of us know it's a small country.
So you were getting you were getting real-time reports because, of course, it took a while to develop in the news here in America.
Correct.
It really wasn't until the next morning things started developing on the news in America. You were getting real-time reports because of your friends on the ground,
Correct.
and you all had friends at the festival.
All of us have had friends in the festival. Each one of my friends over here that I hosted that Friday last week served in the military. It's very hard for them, for us to watch what's going on because we all have really bad trauma. This is how we grew up, sitting in shelters, being just scared from the way we live our life. And you have to educate kids that they have 15 seconds to run to shelters. This is unacceptable, and it's time for us to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, your prime minister, who has now established a war government, has said this is going to end. This is not how Israel's going to live anymore.
We heard that a lot. But the only thing I can tell you, the Israeli people, they're in so much pain, and all of them, they got together. They don't care left, right. They don't care about anything. They want peace. We want to raise our kids in quiet environment, safe environment, and we will not let this happen again. Never again.
So many of the friends that you had at your dinner table at your house a week ago Friday night are now back in Israel in their
Correct.
uniforms.
Correct. Two of them just flew back last week. And please pray for my friends, please.
So this morning you told me you started out with an app, and a bunch of you are in an app. Family, friends, some of them that are active in the military.
Correct.
They're all in this app, in this private conversation.
Correct.
How did that conversation start this morning?
So we have a family group in WhatsApp, and I have family all around the world. Every morning since last Friday, I wake up. It's usually around 3 or 4 p.m. Israel time. So I will text them, good morning. How's everyone doing? Is everyone alive? And I cannot start my day without making sure my family is okay. I'm talking about 10, 12 people, family members. Um, this is very, very hard for me
Mm-hmm.
because I am a mother, and everyone who has kids knows exactly what kind of love, and you just worry 24/7, even if you know that your kids are safe. But what if they're not safe? What if they're sitting in Gaza right now, kidnapped? You can't even talk to them. We're talking about a 9-month-old baby. We're talking about a 3 years old little girl. Little girl. When I go to sleep, I hear her. I hear her mom. Like I can hear her mom crying in my head. I can feel their fear. I can feel it in my whole body. This is unacceptable. It's very painful for me because I'm looking at my daughter. God, someone gonna touch her. I would not be able to sleep. I would not be able to act like everything is okay. So since last Friday, October the 7th, I did not sleep. I did not sleep because I'm worried about my family. I'm worried about my friends. All this soldier, they're all fighting. They're people my age of 25, 26 years old. They're not partying around now. Mm-mm. They're fighting for my country. They're fighting for my people. Please just pray for our soldiers to stay alive.
Yeah. Um, of course, if you could get a flight like so many of them have and go back, I know that's where your heart is,
I will be there yesterday.
but your mom and dad, I'm sure, are saying, stay out of harm's way, keep the grandbaby out of harm's way.
Correct. And it's something very interesting. I heard a lot of Israelis, they got stuck in Israel. They wanted to go to the USA or just run away. And they got options, like they can leave. And they saying, no matter where we're gonna go, Israel is the safest place for the Jewish people. We have nowhere to go. This is our country, and they prefer to stay over there, being together with our people, just supporting each other, giving love to each other, donating food, donating clothes to kids that does not they lost their houses, maybe they lost their parents, maybe they lost all of their family members. Who's taking care of them? Us, the people in Israel. So I'm very, very, very proud of my people for showing strength, for showing just support each other. And from here I can only send love and support and good energy to my family and friends in Israel.
Now, as you move about America since last Friday, certainly Saturday was probably your first chance to move about. What do people say when they know or find out that you're from Israel? What has maybe made you happy, or what has maybe made you even sad or very frustrated? And don't hold back. Don't fear offending Americans. I want your personal feeling on how people have related to you or spoken about this conflict. What are you hearing?
I've been online. I've seen a lot of people tiptoeing around the subject between the war between Israel and Hamas. People saying, we see both sides. It's complicated. So let me just make something pretty clear, very, very clear. This is not complicated. There are two sides. There is the good sides and there is the evil sides. I have a lot of non-Jews friends here, a lot of them. And some of them were texting me, I hope you're feeling okay. I hope your family is okay. Or they just ask, how are you? How are you going to answer that? My mom, she's 55 years old. sitting in shelters since last Friday. So when they ask me, how am I doing? I'm not all right. We are not all right. Not a single Jew here in the US and in Israel, all over the world. We are not all right. We want everyone to hear our story. This is unacceptable and we have to make it stop. Bring our families back, please.
Have you been shocked when people, you told us over dinner last night that you find that Americans don't seem to, a lot of them don't seem to know anything about your country?
Correct.
What do they say? What do they ask you?
Someone asked me, is it around Australia? How can I even explain? This is the place I grew up. This is not...
Some of them even said you guys ride camels there, right?
Correct.
They act like you're a third world country, right?
And this is just crazy. Because we all know what Israel invented.
Yeah, tell us some of the things that have come out of Israel that
What
every
about,
American uses every day.
What about GPS?
Yeah.
What about Waze? Cherry tomatoes.
Cherry tomatoes,
Yeah.
yeah. You guys provide fruit and flowers to the world. GPS, cell phone technology, medical technology, thumb drives.
Israel is not a third world country. It's just hard for me to... So it was a little bit hard for me this week to be on social media, to be on Instagram. I usually just post happy stuff, motivating stuff for my people, for my friends. And my Instagram is just full of people supporting Israel. I saw like horrible pictures, horrible videos of babies, of teenagers, of elderly, and I can't take it. It's too much for my soul, it's too much for my heart, and I have to keep going. I'm a mother, and it's very hard for me to just go to the store, drive around the city, and just look at everyone, and I'm like, they don't know what's going on. They're killing my family as we speak. How can I act like everything is normal? I can't understand that.
So are you kind of suffering from a little guilt, right?
100%. Let me tell you about it.
Because your life is going on
100%.
to a degree,
Yes.
normal routine,
Correct.
and you're kind of feeling guilty for not being there with them, is what I'm gathering as well.
More than that, it's not just guilty. They always tell us you should keep your life going, go work out, go to work, support your family, support your kids. This is how you win, right? Because they're not gonna stop you from living. But how can I go work out? How can I feel proud of myself? How can I feel like I'm an amazing mother? How can I feel like I'm an amazing friend? It's meaningless.
It's meaningless.
It's meaningless. I'm lucky that I kind of feel guilty that I'm protected here when my family are not, when most of my friends are not. How can I sit at home just go to sleep by 10 p.m. because I gotta wake up at 6 a.m. How am I gonna do that? How am I gonna do that? So last week was very, very hard for me. I couldn't function. My brain was completely off. I felt, as I speak, I'm shaking a little bit because this is something that is really, really important for me. I had to delete all of my social media. I deleted Instagram. I deleted Twitter. I deleted everything because it was too much for me. And I'm on a mission here, right? I have to support my family. I have to support my friends here in the US and over there in Israel. I have to support them. I have the energy. I have the power to do that. And that's my plan. That's what I'm going to do. But how can I do that if I'm feeling weak? If my heart can't take it? How can I support my friend that just lost her brother? How can I support her? If I'm feeling so weak, I can't even stand up and think clear. So I deleted it. And it was probably the best thing I did, not even for me and for my family and friends, because I was able to listen. I was able to support my friends, even my American friends. I got a call last week from one of my friends. He's a 27 years old guy. He's an athlete in one of the universities here. And he called me, he said, Hannah, and start crying. He said, I just lost 7 people from my class. 7, Hannah, 7. Those are kids with pure souls. Pure souls. They want to protect and bring peace. They're happy kids. They have amazing energy. You can see it in every pictures of the people that died. They bring something else. Something pure. And I couldn't answer him. I didn't know what to tell him. So I just told him, hey, listen, come by. Let's talk about it. Let's just cry it out together. And that's what we did. We both grown up. I'm 26, he's 30. And we just sat there for an hour and just cried and cried and cried.
And you have friends that are missing still, don't you?
Yes, I have 2 friends that are still missing. We are assuming they're held by Hamas in Gaza, or they might be dead somewhere. I don't even know. And if you ask why I can't sleep, because I saw a picture of one of my good friends. They burned her body alive.
Hannah, you're doing great. And this is why we wanted to do the interview, because these are real stories and real families. And a lot of that gets lost. When you grew up and you've watched all this take place to bring us to this point, you keep saying, we want peace, we want peace. My generation wants peace. What do you say to those who now want to blame Israel or pick up the plight of Hamas or the PLO? What do you say to them?
I can speak about the differences in the system, like the value system of Israel and Hamas. But I think there is nothing new. Everyone knows that.
Do they? I'm not so sure a lot of Americans know. You know because you were raised in it. A lot of Americans don't even know what Hamas is.
I really hope.
A lot of people don't know what Hezbollah is.
I really hope you're wrong.
Well, I've had people this week ask me, what's Hamas? They don't know. Is what's happened in Israel able to happen here?
You're next. I'm sorry.
And we had the FBI director today come out
I'm sorry.
and state that.
Educate yourself, educate your kids. We are next here. We are next here. This is not a joke. This is life we're talking about. They're gonna kill all of us. The babies, the teenager, all of us. They don't just hate Jews. They hate everyone who's not Muslims. That's it.